I want to take a moment and talk about meditational effort. The effort that we apply to meditation is not divorced from the effort that we put into our life. And if we think that we can keep the two separate, we're in for trouble. Because meditation is going to automatically change ourself, our view of ourself, and our view of life. And so if we try to keep something the way that it has been in ourself, in our view of ourself, or in our view of life, it isn't going to work. We're going to find a lot of dis-ease, discomfort inside ourselves. We're going to find ourselves agitated or aggravated or frustrated by something inside ourselves, in our view of ourselves, or in our view of life. We cannot expect meditation to be a panacea or to be a magic wand. Those things actually, whether or not they exist, I don't know. But they don't work for a human being. A human being has to take themselves in hand, and if they find a technique or a teaching or an insight or an affirmation or a chant or some source that says something to them, to their heart, about goodness, change, authenticity, empowerment, then we actually need to use that. And we need to use it in the same way that we would use a pen to write a note to ourselves. In the same way that we would use a pan or a pot to cook something for dinner. We have to use those techniques, use those methods, use those affirmations, and use those insights with some effort and actually make something happen. It's no different than any other factor in life. Meditation will not, through some sort of magic, just change us. Similarly, if we have an insight, if we say we recognize something that it would be a benefit or a value to change within ourselves, to change within our view of ourselves, or to change within our worldview, then we would be fools. If we didn't change it, we would just be fools. We can say that it's due to laziness, due to circumstances, due to whatever. It doesn't matter what we say. What matters is our actions, our inner actions, our actions with others, and our actions in the world. It's very simple. So, as we engage the practice of living awareness, it wants to bring to each of us, to each of our minds, to our words, to our actions with ourselves. It wants to bring to all of us living awareness. An awareness that is alive, that is dynamic, that is practical, usable, affirming. In this way, all of us are empowered by the practice to do what is good for us, empowering for us, and within our capability of doing. No one should measure against anybody else. No one should say anything to anybody else. But we can speak to ourselves, and speak to ourselves from our heart. So, if you find yourself, through the practice of living awareness, coming to a place where you understand something more about yourself, something more about the view of yourself that you hold, and something about your worldview, and it's suggesting to you something that would be of benefit to change, or be of benefit to support, because it empowers you, because it brings you goodness, because it brings you well-being, then be wise. Be wise. Not a fool. Ultimately, life might come down to just that. Are we being wise, or are we being a fool? So let me leave you with this. It was a verse that arose in me in February. If you look for the sun to rise, you are a fool. The sun does not need your looking. If you look for change, you are a fool. Just step out of the way. The wise and the fool have much in common. The distinction is, the wise know they are fools.